let's get into what it means to afford college. How does one pay for college, especially if your parents aren't going to foot the entire bill?
When you start to think about how you're going to afford it, I think the first thing to do is to look beyond the sticker price. Some colleges are sometimes going to be too expensive, and that can be a really hard thing to accept, but you should always do the research because some are going to surprise you with how much it might cost for you. There are also a lot of helpful tools on colleges' websites. So all colleges have what's called a net price calculator, where you can get an estimation about what that will look like based on your family's financial situation. Definitely look into it because it can be a long process. It's a lot of questions to ask. There's a lot of things to go to or go through, but there is a lot to be learned.
There are a few different places that are really important for you to start thinking about in terms of where am I gonna be able to get that funding for college. The first place you can think about is what kind of financial aid does that college offer? There are two buckets that a lot of colleges will offer. There is merit-based aid, which are those scholarships you might think of in terms of maybe the school is offering an academic scholarship for students who are high performers, or a service scholarship if you're volunteering a lot. There's also need-based financial aid, where schools will look at your family financial situation and sometimes be able to give you some scholarships that you don't have to pay back. There's also federal financial aid, which you can qualify for, again, based on your family's income, and that's another pot of money that you won't have to pay back. Another place that you can look for are those outside scholarships, outside of whatever schools and the government can give you. So it might sound too easy to be true, but scholarships.com is such a good place to start. That is going to give you a list of scholarships that you can sort it according to what your interests are, maybe different backgrounds you have. There are scholarships for everything. Tall people, people that love frogs, people that love chocolate, people that have donated blood. I promise you, there are so many different things you can apply for, essays you can write to give you maybe $100, $500, $1,000. That may sound like a lot of work, but sometimes I tell students, hey, if you wrote an essay, spending 1 hour writing it, and it led to a $500 scholarship, you essentially got paid $500 for that hour of your time. I think that's worth it, and that is gonna help knock down that price bit by bit, especially if a school isn't able to offer you a full ride, which sometimes that happens, but a lot of times it's not the case. Also, when you're thinking about affording college, it's really important to think about what is within your realm of possibilities for paying. There might be some schools that don't offer any scholarships for your situation. And if there's no way that your family is going to be able to afford that college, there's nothing wrong with just taking that college off the list, because there's so many other schools that will be a good fit for you that can offer financial aid. Really look at the financial aid situation for each school. What can they offer you? And use that as a metric for building your list as well. You also really want to think about the return on investment of a certain degree. So every school is going to give you different outcomes as far as the opportunities for jobs that they're going to offer you. If one school you're looking at offers a little bit more money than another, it might feel tempting just to go with the school that is cheapest. But you also want to think of the long-term game. Think, what is my life going to look like after college if I go to this school versus the other school? Maybe you can ask questions such as, what are alumni who graduated with this degree from this college doing? How much money are they making? What are their opportunities? Maybe the slightly more expensive college is actually going to give you some more opportunities in terms of money potential, different networks you have access to, and the skills that they provide you with to pursue that future. I want to encourage you, yes, the financial aid matters, but also ask schools, what is this degree going to do for me? And what are alumni able to do in the world once they're out of college with this degree? Instead of thinking about it like how much money you're putting into college, it's actually money you're putting in yourself. So when you think about the future that you can have with a college degree, whether it's, from those alumni networks that are opening up opportunities for you, or those transformative experiences you have on a college campus that open your mind to things you didn't even know were possible. If you think of the future that you can have after having a college degree, there are all these things that you can do in your life that just may not have been possible.